Thanks for supporting our program. There's an extraordinary new report out that's got both good news and bad news from the U.S. Public Interest Research Group's U.S. PIRG. This is a new report. More than 2/3 of states examined received failing grades for efforts to reduce lead in school drinking water. This is incredible. Our children, 22 states earned an F grade because they have such high levels of this dangerous neurotoxin in their water. More than half the schools tested in Massachusetts, Texas, and Washington State, for example, had lead in their drinking water. Emma Dietz, who's the Clean Water Associate with Environment America Research and Policy Center and co-author of this new report, said, as more schools test their water, they're finding more lead. 9 states got Fs in 2017 and got the same score in this study. I would venture to bet that the majority of them are in Republican-controlled states. They said it's not that hard to get the lead out. You don't have to necessarily just replace everything. All you have to do is put replace your drinking fountains and put a water filter in place. And in fact, the District of Columbia, which outranked all the other states, got a B+. And a couple of years ago, they were doing poorly. They were getting an F. They earned its score by proactively fitting lead filters on water outlets in schools and child care centers and even in parks. Same thing with Illinois. The public health agency now requires schools to take action on lead at any detectable level. California and Oregon both moved from an F to a C. And 5 states now, Massachusetts, Montana, Pennsylvania, Vermont, and Washington State, all have legislation pending right now which will cause that to happen. But the list of states that got an absolute F, a failing mark, because they have lead in the waters in their schools, are Alabama, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Louisiana, Maine, Michigan, Montana, Minnesota, North Carolina, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Vermont, Washington State, and Wisconsin. As I said, Washington State and Vermont have legislation pending to fix that. In fact, so does Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Montana. So this is a big deal. I mean, this is not so expensive. You would think that if Betsy DeVos cared at all about the future of children in America, she'd simply say, instead of asking for $5 billion to give to private for-profit schools in the form of vouchers, we could spend a fraction of that to provide new water fountains and lead filters to every school in America. But no, that would be government interfering, right? Betsy DeVos is never going to do that. Plus, she hates public schools. She wants the private schools to be there, as she's done in Michigan, where about half the schools now are private for-profit schools or so-called charter schools. It's bizarre.